Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the thrilling finale of the Accenture Data and AI Week. This is day 5. I'm your host, Govind Rajathiraj, a financial journalist and entrepreneur, and I'm thrilled to be your guide through today's incredible journey. Over the past week, we've dived deep into the AI innovation, real-world applications, upskilling for the AI era, and the transformative power of data-driven transformation. Today, we're bringing it all together with a laser focus on you, your career, your growth, and your future in this exciting world of data and AI. Joining us today is Sudeshna Rai from the Human Resources team from Strategy and Consulting Global Network Accenture in India. She, along with Accenture's leadership and members from the Talent Strategy and Human Resources team, will share insights on how you can shape your career in data and AI at Accenture. But that's not all. You've been waiting for this moment. Today, we will reveal the winners of our Data and AI Hackathon, Hack the Future, a Gen AI sprint powered by data, which saw over 38,000 participants competing for the top spots. Stay tuned as we reveal the winners during this show. It's over to you, Sudesh.
Thank you, Govind, and good morning, everyone. I'm Sudeshna, and I'm honored to be moderating today's panel discussion on charting your path, careers in data and AI. We have an incredible group of panelists with us today and bringing a wealth of experience and knowledge to the table. Let's give them a warm welcome.
Morning, everyone. I'm Vadiraj Bijadi, Managing Director at ATCI, passionate about data and AI like all of you. I've been with Accenture for more than 20 years now. Currently, I'm the ATCI data and AI lead for UKI, wherein my focus is to enable data decision-making and helping businesses accelerate their AI adoption.
Hi, everyone. Kritika Priyanshi, based out of Mumbai. I have been with Accenture for over a decade. I don multiple hats. As part of strategy consulting team, I lead 1 data AI strategy, 2 innovation and insights, and 3rd, I'm also responsible for inclusion and diversity. I'm also mother of a 9-year-old daughter and 80 baby plans. Looking forward to our conversation today.
Hello, everyone. This is Shekhar here. Good to be with all of you today morning. I'm the Group CTO for Accenture Operations Business, where we focus on using technology, data, and AI to deliver exceptional business processes to our clients. I've been with Accenture for more than 2 decades and take pride in the transformation journey we do for our clients in across industries. And I hope to share some of that experience today.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Archana Prasad. I lead HR for our Strategy Consulting Global Network in India. Super excited to be part of this conversation today. I have an overall HR experience of around 19 years now. And currently, I'm excited about partnering with people who are working at the intersection of consulting, technology, and AI. And I'm very passionate about creating a workplace where our people can be their personal and professional best. Really excited about this conversation. And with that, over to you, Sudeshna.
Thank you all for joining us today. Let's start with a very simple questions for Vadi, Ritika, and Shekhar. What inspired you to pursue a career in data and AI? And Vadi, if you could start with you.
Okay, interesting. I started my IT career on mainframes, and over the last 23 plus years, I've picked up and worked on various technologies. Those of us who are in IT for a long time know very well that change is the only constant, and each of us should adapt to the new things, right? Probably around 10 years back, I was working for a leading European bank and was largely focusing on a SAP implementation and helping with the regulatory reporting, etc. At the same time, Accenture took up a program to transform the bank's customer campaign management. It was largely a data science and insights generated through it driven program. The result of the program was amazing and outstanding. And seeing how my fellow colleagues were able to bring the differentiation into the client's business and help them be better is what motivated me to be into the world of data and AI.
I'll go next to talk through, like Vadi and many others, we've gone through many different roles across a long career. But in the last 10 years, my focus has primarily been on automation, AI, data, and boy, from 2020 to 21, when Gen AI hit you, everything has become data and AI centric. What attracts me the most in this space is the ability to ask the right questions instead of answering the questions, right? So kind of finding the right questions to go to put the business in the right place and give the right direction, to me, is what the real power of data and AI. And that kind of excites me day in and day out, with a vast number of team that I have across the globe solving big client problems. So that's really what it is. Over to you, Pritika.
Thanks. I am an accidental AI practitioner. So when I completed my MBA from FMS Delhi University in the recession year of 2009, I just happened to join this industry instead of a typical finance or marketing job. So universe had better plans for me, and thank God for it, because I love what I do. And I'm so glad to be part of a fraternity which is shaping the future of humankind and the future era of intelligence. Thank you. Sue, back to you.
And Pratika, wow, you have a fascinating story, right? And I just want to build onto your story and have a question for you. You have seen the evolution from an early digital days to now a Gen AI and agentic AI. I have two questions part of this for you. First, how do you think the role of an AI has evolved? Second, how has that shaped your career and the world around you?
Fascinating question, Sue. I think if I reflect on the journey from early digital systems to now Gen AI and agentic AI, I can say the shift has been monumental. In the early days, I think the role of AI felt more like a set of sophisticated tools that were helping us do automation and structured problem solving. My initial foray involved leveraging some of these tools for business intelligence and also process optimization. The impact was primarily focused on efficiency gain and data-driven decision making for the organization. Cut to today, the paradigm has fundamentally shifted and changed. Gen AI has unleashed the power to create text, images, codes, blurring the line between human and machine creativity. Agentic AI takes it a notch further. It is now capable of doing autonomous reasonings, planning, execution, and hence the role also has evolved from just being, a tool. It is now a partner, a collaborator for us, and in some cases, an independent entity that can take independent actions. When I started my career, my focus was more on building logistic regressions for binary decisions. But now it is about navigating this uncharted territory of building and deploying ethically the incredible and powerful AI systems. I have been on this thrilling journey which demands continuous learning, a more nuanced understanding of the societal impact, and a lot of focus on responsible innovation. And while the impact is undeniable, I think a lot of questions are being raised on bias, job displacement, and the very nature of how we work today, the entire change management. I think as AI practitioners, we are the architect of future where intelligence will be much more distributed, and our responsibility will lie in shaping that future ethically and for the betterment of the world.
And thank you, Pritika. And the rapid evolution that you just spoke about brings me to the next question for Vadiraj. This space that we have is constantly evolving faster than ever, right? With constant change and disruption. What are the biggest trends you see shaping the next few years in data and AI space?
I think this is a topic which has been discussed extensively through the week. I will give some more additional insight along with that. See, in this era of data and AI landscape is rapidly evolving, and the demand for data and AI skills are higher than ever. If you are a data or an AI engineer, data scientist, business analyst, or even someone who's just passionate about building a career in data and AI, I think it's the most interesting time for us. For years, we have seen AI has been able to solve the problems of number, right? With the last couple of years, Gen AI coming in, it's been able to crack the code of language. And now agentic AI is cracking the code of action set imagination. So we have a powerful technology which can not only understand math, understand language, but also understand the action, and thus is available for all professionals like us to go and change the real world, solve the real world issues and problems. Hence, I believe we are in a moment where we can make a difference in the world. And I hope all of you are following the Accenture Technology Vision, an annual publication from Accenture giving insight into what's ahead, which we have been doing for the last 25 years or so. If you have gone through the 2025 version, there are largely four trends that are coming out of it, right? The first one is what we call it as a binary Big Bang. With GenAI coming in, there's a significant productivity gain in coding and helps us swiftly move into the new. If you see how we are, or rather, if you see reflect back how we were doing migration and modernization of a data platform a couple of years back, most of it was manual or a little bit of automation here and there. Today, agentic architecture is migrating and modernizing with speed, and it's absolutely fantastic. We are currently implementing full-scale agentic architecture for banks, telcos, CPG and life science clients, and many more. I think this is a really exciting period. The next trend is what we call as your face in the future. With evolution of agents, we see that everybody is trying to adapt more and more agent, and suddenly there's a risk of everything around us seem to be similar, and there's a risk of all enterprises looking the same way. And that's where I think there's a need for a differentiation where you are differentiated from the rest, and that can be achieved through the hyper personalization. To just summarize, like for all businesses, personal touch, unique voice, and individualization are always important to build the trust with customers, and that's the trend we are talking about. The third one is LLM getting their own bodies. This is the trend of physical AI, where we start seeing AI getting into the physical objects. This could be the refineries, plants, and so on. It's all about foundation models, how it will reinvent the robotics from linearly programmed to a single purpose used robots to versatile machines. And finally, the new learning loop. This is how humans and AI are defining the continuous circle of learning, leading, and creating. As our data and AI lead, Senthil Ramani, put it in the day one of this week, every Monday AI changes, and we have to be up to date. Well, these are the trends that we are seeing in the market now. So
Well, thank you for that. And Shekhar, we all know that AI is no longer just an automated tool. So how do you think careers, roles are shaping up in operation in this AI era?
Yeah, so that's a good question, and a lot of work going on how AI and data will impact operations, which is essentially a group that kind of delivers business processes. Like if you're doing work on regular enterprise functions like finance and accounting, or you're doing CPG work on, for example, supply chain for the largest retailer on the planet, or a large telco. So irrespective of who you are working for or you would have an opportunity to work for, I think there are a number of AI and data roles that are coming up for operations. In my own team and in Accenture, we have folks who are data and AI solution architects who actually go to talk to a client and find solutions on finding the best routing of a particular good from China to US. Should it go via land? Should it go via sea route? Or should it go via plane? And imagine what's happening around the world on geopolitics, war, and things like that. Then you need AI and data to actually tell them the most optimized route at the least cost. And data and AI comes to help to find that optimized route. So there are data and AI scientists who actually bring this kind of a knowledge, and then we embed that into how we deliver to our clients. There are other set of roles which are about finding value out of client data. So we work with multiple telco clients where, for example, between Thanksgiving and New Year holidays, there are millions of customer calls that kind of comes into and help to any telco help desk on broadband services. But what you don't know is how many times a call is kind of unattended, and if it's every unattended call is lost in revenue to a telco during the busy period. So how do you kind of take this data and then look at who are the satisfied customers, who are not the satisfied customers? So our data engineers actually pour through this data, find the trends, and then we go back to the client to say, look, for these reasons, the customer is taking longer time, and if you can kind of change this, they can get answers faster. They can subscribe to these plans, telco plans. All of us are subscribers to postpaid, prepaid, and some plans work better than others. And this is really what our data specialists in a particular domain actually bring to the table. And then there are other data roles which are entry level roles where you actually need to kind of look at developing skills on platforms like Databricks, Snowflake, and others, where you actually start understanding the data technology, how to handle the large volumes of data, do big query, and write this, starting from Python into graduating into other platforms. Finally, all the data and AI technologies, to be able to be a specialist in different platforms. Like if you are working on Google, you need to know the Gemini 2.0, you need to know the Vertex. And if you are working on Amazon, how can you be a specialist in Bedrock data and AI and everything that kind of comes with that and that you need? So to your question, within operations, we are actually bringing various data and AI roles to drive customers answer questions in a very different way than the traditional workflow and automation centric one. And to summarize, these are domain data and AI specialists, data scientists to kind of make the value out of data engineers to kind of process value and work with platforms, and finally specialists on hyperscalers like Microsoft, Amazon, and Google to be able to kind of work along with our clients in cutting edge business processes.
Those are really, really interesting examples of, the work that is happening across Accenture in every space that we look at. Having said that, Ashna, coming to you, we have heard from Pritika, Wadi, and Shekhar about how the space is constantly shifting. Wanted to understand from a talent and a capability perspective from you on how are we preparing our people within Accenture to stay ahead of the curve.
Absolutely, Sudeshna. And again, a topic which is very close to the heart. I loved what Wadi said, right? Things are changing pretty much every week when it comes to this space. And it's quite unlike the earlier technology revolutions that we have seen, right? We've had a lot of time to prepare, but this is different. And that is something which perhaps makes this more exciting for us. We recently conducted a research which really told us that if you talk to all the business leaders, they continue to highlight one problem as their biggest problem right now, which is really our inability to upskill people on time. And when you talk to people, they actually feel almost 94% of our people feel that they want to learn new skills to work around Gen and AI. And this was a global research which was done across multiple leaders and employees. So what all of this is really telling us that three things. One is just from our overall talent strategy standpoint, this is one of the most pivotal pillars for us. We do believe that being able to develop and help our people learn cutting edge learning technologies is most important. But it is also very important that it is being done at scale as well as pace. We also have always taken pride in, really being ahead of the market. Wadi talked about our tech vision, which has been in circulation for almost 25 years now, which really is calling out what are the emerging tech trends. And what that gives us is that it allows us to proactively prepare the right level of learning interventions to get our people ready for that change. So our career structure and architecture is created in a manner that you have very clearly well-defined roles, but it also allows you to go deep if that is your interest, and it also allows you to build skills which are across various domains and functions. The other advantage, which we have learned, and again, something that we are very proud of in Accenture, is our ability to build deep industry and functional skills. Again, it's great to be a strong technical expert, but in our conversations with our clients, when you are blending in the right functional expertise or an industry expertise, that is what is truly differentiating you. And that is again a focus for us. We have programs which allows our people to build foundational as well as advanced functional and industry learning, depending on, again, their interests and, of course, the need of the hour. And lastly, I'm just reinforcing, you saw this in the video as well, we continue to invest significantly when it comes to learning and development. Apart from all the external value that we have spent, we have recently launched Accenture LearnVantage, that actually is providing our clients a comprehensive platform to train their people as well. So essentially, Sue, it is the most important element of our talent strategy. And we are quite excited that our people are really working in an era which is really differentiated.
Wow, and you've summed it up so well, Archana, right? Like everything that an AI professional needs, there are support from Accenture on those side. Having said that, I'm just coming back to you, Shekhar, again, saying how important do you think is specialization versus being a generalist in an AI space, especially after what we all heard, Accenture is ready from Archana on terms of all our capabilities that we have in place.
Yes, this is a good question, particularly from when we are looking at our own people and the career choices that our people make as they're inside Accenture or when people come into Accenture. Right, there is place for both generalist and specialization. And let me double click on that. I think that when we kind of look at careers and people at different career levels or experience levels, I think we kind of start with a lot of domain or technical specialization on specific platforms to start with. I think people having hands-on experience on certain platforms, certain data platforms, certain AI capabilities, to be able to kind of go deep and find solutions to our clients on with specialization is extremely important. And that is where, up until this entry level, mid level people make a lot of mark for themselves on their careers. As they go up the value chain, and we kind of talked about the various training programs, and Archana talked about when we kind of find business solutions, you kind of move from a specialization to more generalization, because at a business level, you kind of tend to find solutions which are not necessarily can be solved with one technology. You need to bring the capability to blend multiple data and AI technologies to be able to find solution in a large scale. So let me explain this with some examples, because that also connects to what kind of people come on board and balance between and a mix of generalists and specialists that kind of come into them. Let us go back to an example that I just talked about finding this optimal route of logistics for a large retailer in the world. The problem solved is about what is the cost of goods of shipment from China to America, because or now Taiwan to America, because China and US and China are kind of having a tariff war. Right? And this is reality of our global macro. So the generalist kind of identifies the large trend, macro trend, to be able to say, I need to solve this problem. But how to solve the problem? Then a bunch of specialists are kind of deployed to kind of look at and say, someone who's very specialist in statistical routing, in predictive modeling, and others kind of come into that person into that to be able to answer the question. Now, no client is unique. No two clients are the same. So a client that comes and says, I want a solution on my cloud platform. And many people listening to this call, to this session, kind of are specialists on an Azure data platform or someone else in a Google BigQuery kind of a stuff. And the client says, okay, I need this solution to be deployed on that platform, and you need the technical specialist on that data platform using the statistical modeling to answer the large problem, which is really what we are answering, a macro trend or a tariff question that's coming. So to your question, I think we will need people who are looking at the broad generalization level, but then a strong need, a bigger profile of people who are specialists both on technology and domain to be able to come together to answer business, to kind of solve business problems.
Thank you, Shekhar. And that's an insightful point of view. I'm sure it has given some food for thought to the ones who have this lingering question on their mind. We also have many listeners today who may not be an AI professionals, but rather an AI enthusiast. So for their benefit, Wadi, coming to you, what would you say to someone who is listening to us today, is coming from a non-technical background, who wants to enter the field? How can they start their journey?
See, as I said, I think this is the most interesting time for all professionals who are looking to transform the way we operate in the world, right? So there's always a large scale need for data scientists, data AI, LLM architects, full scale data and AI developers, and also responsible AI experts. And I think that's another area which is very much evolving in today and need of that, as I say. I think for people who are from technology background, there is always a known path to skill up and be in data and AI. For those who have not been part of the technical world and want to enter it, I think I see potentially three opportunities. Right. First one, I would say, is a business analyst who can leverage their industry and functional domain expertise to design and implement AI-based decision-making frameworks to bring the differentiation for the customers. That's one area I think where we would always need people. So if you're somebody who knows how industry works, I think this is the right time for you to pick up AI and come and see how we can help us over there. Secondly is in the area of prompt engineering. That's also a rapidly developing area in AI, and there's a large scale need of it in the future. Third, which is probably a bit more technical in nature, and if you're interested in learning the technology, and there are multiple avenues through which you can pick up AI as a technology, both online and offline. And that's where you go and pick up the skills and be ready for the AI era. So pick a career direction you are interested in, start reading about it. There's plenty of it available around the world, and invest in building a career for yourself in data and AI.
Okay, and
if I can add to what Wadi mentioned, right? I think a large part of this AI is also about how can AI be relevant for the end user. And what we are seeing to kind of to your question is a lot of people from non-tech backgrounds coming in to design AI systems with an end user in mind. So the elements of what we call the UI UX is also changing on user interaction experience, interaction designs. And I've seen many people even within Accenture who have been doing operational work coming into the AI teams and helping do the interaction experience. So one other dimension for the non-tech people to come into the AI world, apart from learning and being, is around business analysts, around UI UX designers, around interaction developers, because they know the process and the drivers for a particular product well than the technical people who will actually find solutions. So just want to provide that dimension, additional dimension to what Wadi mentioned.
Thanks, Shekhar and Wadi, for that. And I'm sure it would have given some more thought to people. Having heard some very compelling insights so far, and given the pace of innovation and the breadth of work that is happening, Ashna, I would like to ask you, what's the most exciting opportunities or developments that's happening right now at Accenture?
Absolutely. And Sue, before I answer that, I have to tell Wadi and Shekhar that they made a very good sales pitch for someone like me who's perhaps not a practitioner. So good job, both of you. But coming back, Sue, like I said, I think this is a fascinating time to be in data and AI, and especially in Accenture. We are very proud of the value proposition that we offer to our people. I already talked about how, from an overall learning and development standpoint, we are truly way ahead in terms of all the investments that we are doing to ensure that our people remain relevant for the future, right? Because our focus is absolutely that. But in addition to that, there are four more dimensions that I'll perhaps anchor to. The first one is absolutely the kind of clients they get an opportunity to work for. So we are ensuring that the kind of work that we are doing allows us to have a seat at the table, and our people are actually getting to support projects which are pretty much across the life cycle from an employee lens and even from a client lens standpoint. That's one. The second one is we continue to believe that at the end of the day, we need to offer careers that are aspirational and dynamic. And just given the scale and the spectrum of work that we do, our people are able to build long, fulfilling careers in areas of their choice and their domain. As I had shared earlier, we have a lot of focus on building industry and functional expertise, and that continues to stand out for us when it comes to what differentiates us. We also allow our people to ensure that they have access to best assets and innovative technology to help them do the best work for the clients. The third point, and pretty important, I guess, for all of us who've been working for many years, is actually sense of purpose. All of us want to do a lot of good work. We spend a lot of time doing that. But at the end of the day, we are very proud that a lot of work that we are doing is actually creating impact on the ground. Be it, everything that we have done in the space of responsible AI, what we have done in terms of sustainability, all of that continues to create social impact, which gives a very strong sense of purpose to our people. And last point, everything that we do, it is very important for us that our people power up our business and our talent strategy. So all our practices, processes, and our programs are created in a manner that our people continue to have opportunities to be their personal and professional best. And that is something which continues to, be our sole agenda when it comes to our overall talent proposition for people in Accenture. Hopefully that gives you a good sense of, Sue, what we have to offer.
And thank you for the insights, Ashna. It's really energizing to hear about the opportunities that's unfolding in Accenture. And I'm sure that it has our audience excited to learn more. And now I'd like to direct my last question to Kritika. As someone who has been a hands-on practitioner through various phases of AI, what advice or tips would you offer to professionals to stay relevant today and in the future?
Like a true blue consultant, Sue, let me leave you with a 3I framework: inquire, integrate, interact. Inquire to feed your curiosity on AI snacks. Keep aside some time daily for your relentless learning, exploration, and adaptation. Like Archana mentioned, at Accenture, we have deep foundational and advanced functional training programs, and we make sure our people don't go hangry on knowledge. Second is integrate. Integrate your expertise on deep foundational knowledge while you broaden your interdisciplinary awareness. Like Shekhar was explained, right? While being a generalist, how can you also be a specialist? And last is interact. Since Stone Age, influential communication, collaborative spirit, and ethical intelligence have been the reason for survival. And so will it be the case for this industrial revolution with AI. So keep honing your interpersonal skills. Now in our teams, we have both humans and AI agents, and we work hand in glove together. And that will be the key that will differentiate people who will be successful in this new era of AI. Thanks, Sue.
Thank you all for your thoughtful responses. And that's a wrap for an insightful panel discussion today. Thank you so much, everyone, for valuable insight and for sharing your experiences with us. I'm sure our audience found this discussion incredibly helpful and inspiring. Now I'm excited to pass the stage to Shagufta, who along with our leadership team is joining us live from Accenture Innovation Hub in Bangalore to announce the winner of our Data and AI Hackathon, Hack the Future, a Gen AI sprint powered by data. Shagufta, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Sudeshna. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand awarding ceremony of our incredible Data and AI Hackathon. Hack the Future, a Gen AI sprint powered by data. Today, we celebrate the power of innovation and the boundless potential of technology to transform our world. This exciting competition brought together brilliant minds from across India to tackle real-world challenges using the power of data and AI. The theme and the problem statements of this year's event revolve around the concept of agentic AI. AI that not only processes and analyzes data, but also takes proactive, autonomous actions to solve complex problems and create new opportunities. Our participants are inspired to push the boundaries of what's possible. We are here to recognize and honor the teams that have not only embraced this theme, but have also delivered groundbreaking solutions that could redefine the future. We've had an incredible journey over the past month, with more than 38,000 participants competing in this hackathon. The level of innovation, creativity, and dedication we've seen has been truly inspiring. Today, we are here to recognize and celebrate the outstanding achievements of the top teams in both the technology and the strategy and consulting track. So, let's get ready to celebrate the brilliance and creativity of our participants. Now, before we announce the winners, let's give a big round of applause to all the participants, mentors, and organizers who made this event possible. Now, with me in the studio today, I have Mukesh Chowdhury, lead for Data and AI for Advanced Technology Centers in India and Advanced Technology Centers Network. Mukesh oversees the global delivery of data initiatives for Accenture's Advanced Technology Centers, playing a vital role in scaling the company's data and AI operations. Hello there, Mukesh, and welcome aboard. Of course, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Absolutely. So thrilled to be here, Shagupta. And, hi to everybody here. This is going to be very exciting.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to hearing from you in a bit. But let me go ahead, of course, and ask you a little bit about your insights on how Accenture is leading the charge in making reinvention a reality through the innovative use of generative AI and agentic AI.
So, Shagupta, we are working with clients across all geographies and all industries in their reinvention journey with data and AI.
Yeah.
And there are 5 imperatives that are very, very important when we look at any AI program. First is leading with value.
Right.
Making sure that we understand what the business impact is, and then driving the Gen AI and agentic investments accordingly.
Right.
The second is building that strong data and AI foundation as part of the digital core. And our AI refinery actually enables clients to look at all the different AI technologies and tools, bring them together and convert them into enterprise AI systems. And a modern data platform that gets powered by industry data products,
right,
and all our data agents that help accelerate the access to trustworthy data. And of course, there are talents and ways of working, extremely important. And Accenture LearnVantage platform actually helps with that. And then fourth, the responsible AI. And we have our AI workbench that actually helps embed all of these the responsible by design principles into any AI system that we build. Last but not least, the whole journey of continuous reinvention and the culture that makes sure that we are incrementally yielding, bringing value. And of course, if I take example, there's one that we're working with one of the CPG clients where we are actually taking all of these 5 principles and bringing them together to actually drive their whole source to pay process. We are reimagining it to achieve 50% efficiency and reduce leakage from any unplanned payments, etc. And and I'll close with this example. And you may probably feel hungry after this example that I tell you. But just imagine, you getting a very hyper personalized offer from one of the quick service restaurants that's your favorite,
yeah,
and just for you, it's crafted just for you. Today, something like that takes 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But with agentic AI, we are actually reimagining this to be done in hours. Just think of how many tempting offers you could get in a day.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mukesh. And you were absolutely right. I am hungry now by the end of this. And also thank you for the insights you shared and taking us a little through what Accenture is doing in AI. Now, with me in the studio, I also have Joydeep Dam, who is Managing Director and Leading Expert in Data Science and AI at Accenture. Joydeep has over 22 years of experience as an AI practitioner. He and his team are at the forefront of developing advanced AI assets and capabilities at Accenture. These innovations are deployed in a wide range of enterprise transformation projects, serving a diverse array of clients across multiple industry sectors. On that note, Joydeep, welcome to the show, of course, and great to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Shagufta. Hello, everybody, and absolutely thrilled to be here.
Now that you are here, I do have to pick your brain just a little bit, Joydeep. Now, could you throw some, shed some light on the theme of this exciting hackathon that we just witnessed? Applications of AI agents in the real world. Could you also talk a little bit about the quality, the solutions we've received from the over 38,000 participants that we've had?
Thank you so much, Shagufta, for asking the question. So AI, agentic AI, Gen AI, these are all topics that touch all of us in our day-to-day lives these days.
Yes.
So the technology is moving super fast. It's some new groundbreaking technology is coming every other month, and all that is fine. But how much of this technology is actually relevant and applicable in our lives, in our work, in our day-to-day lives, for enterprises, everything? That was the question. That is a very relevant, important question for all of us who are AI practitioners as well as like other people also. So we thought we'll pose this question to a wider audience, and the wider audience consisted of like students who are studying different aspects of AI, as well as practitioners who are working in different organizations in various different areas of AI.
Sure.
That was the core of this thing. That can you actually think of which actual problem, which real life problem are you going to solve through the application of agentic AI? And that's the response we got through all the submissions about it. So that was the theme of this hackathon, Shagufta.
And what did you think about the quality of?
I think the quality was fantastic, to say in one word.
So it's safe to say the jury had a tough job.
They absolutely had a tough job, but they were super pleased to do the tough job, given the quality of submissions we heard from the participants.
Absolutely, and here we are now. So thank you so much, Joydeep, of course, for your insightful talk on the applications of AI agents in the real world. It's also really inspiring to hear you talk a little bit about the incredible quality of solutions we received from our participants, their creativity, their innovation. All these are a big testament to the bright future we are collectively building. Now, thank you once again, both of you, for your leadership and for sharing your knowledge with us today. On that note, incredible journey that it's been for all of us, but of course for our participants. Today, at the end of this exhilarating quest, our winners will be taking home some exciting prizes. Now, let's see what's in store for them. For our second runner-up winners, each team member will receive prizes worth approximately 25,000 rupees. And in the first runner-up category, each team member will receive prizes worth 50,000 rupees. And yes, of course, for our grand winners, we do have a grand prize. Each team member will receive prizes worth approximately 80,000 rupees. And now, of course, the moment we've all been waiting for, the moment you've all been working really hard for. Let's see who the winners are. Are you ready? Well, we sure are, and let's begin with that. May I now request Mukesh to help us announce the second runner-up winners of this contest in the technology track.
Okay, so Shagupta, the second runner-up is Vibe Warriors, and the team members are Asmia Syed and Atharv Deokar. Congratulations, folks.
Great job, team. Well deserved. And of course, a lot to celebrate for you guys and your team. On that note, could I now request you, Joydeep, to help us announce the second runner-up winners from the strategy and consulting track?
Sure, Shagufta. The second runners-up are Strategy Warrior, and the team member is Anukampa Sengar. Many congrats.
Great job, team. Well deserved and well played as well. Of course, that was our second runner-ups. Mukesh, I now request you to help us announce the first team that is our first runner-up title. This is our first runner-up winner from the technology track.
Okay, so the first runner-up, any guesses? We Code, and the team members are Vaibhav Verma and Sujal Verma. Congratulations, folks.
Wonderful job, team. We Could. Well deserved and great job. I hope you guys celebrate with your teams tonight. On that note, Joydeep, you, of course, will help us announce our first runner-up winners from the strategy and consulting track.
So the first runner-up is Juno Mind. The team member is Jonita D'Souza.
Thank you so much, Mukesh and Joydeep. Of course, that was our first runner-ups, and kudos to the teams who won. Great, wonderful job, of course. Not easy to get this far, right? They've beaten out so many, but it's time now, ladies and gentlemen. We've reached the most exciting part of the most interesting hackathon that we've had. It's time to reveal the grand winners of the Accenture Data and AI Hackathon, Hack the Future, a Gen AI sprint powered by data. Now, please join me in, of course, welcoming Joydeep and Mukesh to do this. The grand winners, of course, the grand opportunity to call out who the winning teams are, of course. Mukesh, could I request you now to announce the grand winner from the technology track?
Okay. Oh, any guesses? Anybody?
The way you
These
said,
are
oh.
the real Gen AI enthusiasts. They are calling themselves O Lama. Okay, and the team members are Siddharth Kumar Tirki and Dinesh Topo. A round of applause for them.
Congratulations, Team Olama. You, of course, are the grand winners in our technology track. And Joydeep, that brings us to our final grand winners, of course, from the strategy and consulting track. Could you do the honors, please?
Absolutely. The final winner, the grand winner is Style Hackers. The team members are Sanskriti Sriram and Malika Tripathi.
Wonderful job, team. Of course, winning this out of 38,000 submissions that we've received, not an easy track. Congratulations to our winners once again. Now, may I request each of you, Mukesh and Joydeep, of course, we started out this show with a little bit of insight on what Accenture is doing, but maybe now you could, tell us what the future could look like for our winners. Mukesh, we can start with you.
Thanks, Shagupta. First of all, very, very glad to see such a huge participation from everybody, and as Joydeep was talking earlier, starting from the students and any AI practitioners and everybody. So first of all, thanks to all the participants. The participation is the key,
right?
And of course to the finalists, the 6 finalists, and to the winners. Of course, now you have this. You have won the hackathon. Now you can take this idea forward and do something really interesting with it, right? You can take this forward as a business idea. You could take this forward as an idea within your company, any of that, right? So yes, absolutely. My suggestion will be that continue with this, what you have developed, and build on it.
Joydeep, according to you, how bright are these futures?
Extremely bright, Shagufta. I think I'd say whatever we have seen in submissions, whatever we heard from the participants, it kind of broadened our internal thinking as to what all can be done through the usage of all these new technologies,
right,
and how all the different ways we can reach out to people and develop solutions that will be beneficial for people and for humanity in general.
Right.
That will actually make the future much more brighter with these participants, we'll actually do the work for that. So that's my impression that I come out with from this hackathon. So absolutely thrilled, Shagufta.
With that, we have come to the end of this exciting journey. A big thank you to all the winners for your outstanding contributions. Your solutions have not only showcased your skills, but also demonstrated the potential of data and AI to solve real-world problems. I'd like to thank our leaders here today, of course, Mukesh and Joydeep, for presenting the awards, and to everyone who has been a part of this incredible journey. I also want to extend a heartfelt thank you to our leadership team, our mentors, and everyone working behind the scenes for their incredible support and dedication. Your efforts were instrumental in making the hackathon a resounding success. To the participants, I encourage you to keep innovating and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. To the audience, thank you for your support and engagement. We hope you enjoyed this event as much as we have. Stay tuned for future events and opportunities to continue learning and growing together. Thank you all. We'll see you next time.